Hello and welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to be doing the weekly reading for July 21st to the 28th for the sign of Libra. Alright, we're going to get right into it. My regular subscribers and watchers, you know the drill. We're going to get the 2 Romance Oracle Angel cards out for you. And then we'll go into your 7 card spread. Cross watchers, you're always welcome. Newbies, people just arriving on my channel for the first time by happenstance. Maybe you're just surfing and you just arrived on this video. Thank you for stopping. Welcome. I appreciate your time, and hopefully something in this message will resonate with you. So the weekly readings, my regulars know, is all about whatever main stage event in your life that is taking place this week regarding relationship. So whatever the main dynamic is, whether it's a family relationship or a work issue, something to do with a lover or friends, the main relationship taking center stage for your life this week is what we're going to look at. And so to that end, your first Romance Oracle card is This Could Be the One. Beautiful. All right. We've got that. This could be the one. And then we've got Let Go of Control Issues. Interesting. All right. So it's interesting that somewhere along the line, there's a power struggle, right? Control issues are all about power, right? But we won't know exactly what this all means for you until we get right into your reading. So let's get into the spread. All right. Let's see what's going on for our lovely Libras this week. Show me. Libra. Let's see what's going on with these 2 cards for you this week. Alright. We're going to get your main card out for the relationship, which is Knight of Swords. Alright, so the relationship calls for honesty right now. Right? Interesting, letting go of control issues, right? So the Knight of Swords isn't necessarily about control. In fact, he comes through with the sword to cut the bonds that hold us, right? The words that can control us and hold us. He kind of sort of cuts through that, right? So it's quite interesting that the Knight of Swords will present as your main energy for this relationship. Libra, you're coming out as 5 of Pentacles. You have for your person a Tower. Wow. And the relationship is Chariot, 7 in the major arcana. Your person has Queen of Wands. Their card for you is 9 of Pentacles. Interesting. And their card for the relationship is 6 of Wands. All right. And at the bottom, you've got Star, number 17 in major arcana. Again, more wish fulfillment, more wish... focusing on wishes, on aspirations, right? Your dreams. Star, though, is about how we align our desires and our goals, our wishes with our emotions, right? With our true feelings. The star indicates what we truly desire for our lives, right? And so it's a process. This is a kind of a wishing process, really, because it takes a process for us to really understand what it is we desire and who we are. And so for the major arcana star energy, for this sort of, I want to say, manifesting of wishes, it involves a long journey of understanding yourself so that your intention is pure, you know. Your wishes come true when your wishes are in line, right? When your intentions are in line with how you truly feel inside, and there's no kind of like separation from the two, right? Through ego. It's the ego that separates us from our spirit, right? Everything that we're trying to do to get back to our spirit. I mean, that's the journey, right? And so all of the things that we do along the way, when we send our intentions out into the universe, right? When we send our wishes, our desires out into the universe, it requires this process of always like, being in your emotions, being aware of your emotions. You can see here, this is Aquarian energy, right? So you can see here, she's pouring the water of her emotions from the land, and the land, it like through the groundedness of the land, the emotions pour into the well, and then she also takes from the well, she pours, right? She pours into the well, she pours into the land. And so it's like there's a holistic kind of aspect here to how she understands her emotions, how she integrates her feelings and emotions in all aspects of herself. And so understanding that is how you understand what you truly desire, what you really, and it's what you truly desire that you wish for, right? So it's like a real like step-by-step process, you know. It's a long process. That's why this is a major arcana card. All right, so let's get right into it. Five of Pentacles is presenting for you, Libra. So there's been a power struggle. You've come out paying a price, right? You felt victimized, I believe, right? Is this too bright? I hope not. Okay. I think that, let me get it clear for you. There we go. There we go. All right, so yeah, it's been a power struggle. 5 is the number for power struggles, right? And so in this case with 5 of Pentacles, we talk about power struggle that's left one person or group of people sort of paying the price financially, right? So you can see the two characters there. They almost look like they're destitute in a way. So there's this abandoning that's happened, ostracization, right? You've been sort of turned out into the cold, right? And that's what happens in power struggles. Whoever wins, they turn their back on you, even if you've been friends, even if you've been together. So you feel a great sense of kind of loss, I think, right now. Loss and sort of just more abandonment, right? So this is a very emotional Pentacles card. The pain is felt physically and materially in the wealth that you've lost. But there is a deeper pain here, just in the feeling of being abandoned by someone or a group, right, that perhaps at one point you worked closely with together, because this does indicate a church. So it indicates that the power struggle happened within a collective that was very close to your heart, where you truly all at one point had the same objective, right, the same goals. You believed that you were of like mind. And so when the power struggle within a group like this happens, it almost always also causes a heartache, because you're having a power struggle with people that you heretofore were very close with, right? With people that you thought were like-minded. And so this Pentacles card has certainly within it an emotional aspect of being hurt. Your person is representing as the Queen of Wands, right? So it's quite interesting, because the Queen of Wands, she's been through a lot, right? She's the Queen of transformation, right? So she's the one who's learned the lessons from her experiences. She's been through a lot of difficult experiences. She's learned how to learn from those times. She's understood the nature of pain and suffering as well as happiness. Too many of us only seek the things that make us happy, and immediately when something makes us unhappy or causes us pain, we run from it. But it's a very lopsided way to evolve your spirit, because you need both, right? You need both. And the Queen of Wands understands that. And so if she were to stand up, this is the queen who, if she was to stand up in her full glory, here she seems very demure with the sunflower. She has her golden robe, but she hides a lot of her passion, because it would be too blind for most people to see, right? It will put people off. It will be too much. It's simply too much. The level of kind of transformation that she's gone through, if she were to show herself in her true kind of passion and wisdom, right? It's like as if if she were to stand up, and it's like one of those scenes in the movie where she becomes very big and dazzling, and the gold probably would begin to radiate. You wouldn't be able to look at it, you know. So the Queen of Wands is one of these interesting court cards that is very, very powerful, but chooses to hide some of that power, only because she understands also that not everybody is always ready. People aren't always ready to hear the truth. So the Queen of Wands is not the one who necessarily tells you all the time the truth or what's going on like the Queen of Swords. But she is a wise counsel, and she does have a lot wisdom. She has dominion over the more occult matters in life, right? With the black cat signified there. So she understands the mystical side of life, the metaphysical side of life, what others will call occultism. She's very, very confident. She's very sure of her ambition. And her fire is very focused and refined. Interestingly enough, I wonder if this person doesn't feel like they can really help you. I don't know. We're going to get into it, though, with this control issues. So now you have the tower for your person. And this is how your person is presenting to you. So interestingly enough, your person is presenting to you as going through, either being out of control of their lives, right? Being very much in the throes of things that happen to them in a way, right? It's almost like you see this person like a pinball that's being like, bounced around from place to place. There's always something that comes in and destroys what this person has worked for, built up, and then they have to start again. It could be that you see them as that, but it could also be that you see them as kind of as going through a really big change, right? And it could be a big change for you also, Libra. So this is interesting. When we have the Tower card coming up in relation to how we see others, right? How we see somebody else in a relationship with us, can also indicate that this person is your Tower moment, Libra. This person is causing you to have a kind of a Tower moment right now. It could be that this person is teaching you how to let go of control issues. Could very well be that you've had problems with control issues. And Libra, you're one of these signs that you love the thrill of the action of working towards balance. Being in balance is quite boring for you. So there's this mistake, from my experience, and I'm not an astrologer, but from my experience of Librans, who most of my best friends have been Librans, or double Librans with Libra rising, and I'm a Sagittarius, is the fact that, whenever they found balance, they were quite bored. Librans are very, very, they're air sign, but they have this electric energy, right? And they're so interested in so many different things, and oftentimes people misinterpret them as needing to have balance, but it's not so much that they need to have balance. It's more that they enjoy the thrill of the chase of balance. You enjoy the ups and downs of a life that you're trying to balance. If you were to achieve balance in your life at any point or another, you generally tend to find you then end up finding some other scenario in your life, advertently or inadvertently, that tends to throw it all out of whack again, so that you have to put it together again. It's almost as if you've put everything in order on the wall, and like somebody comes over and knocks the whole thing down, and it's the process of picking up all the pieces and putting it back on the wall that you truly enjoy. Once it's up there and you realize that it's all perfectly done, that it's kind of like, oh, okay, But when it's knocked over again and you have to do it all over again, that's when the joy is there. So it's quite interesting that this individual, I believe, is almost throwing you out of whack. They may be causing you a Tower moment. I believe that's probably more the case, because if this person is presenting themselves as Queen of Wands, right? And I believe their energy is not narcissistic or bad in any way or toxic. I believe this person is a genuinely good person, healthy. I want to say a genuine, not so much, I don't want to say good because we get caught up in what is considered good and bad. I want to say that they are genuinely healthy emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, right? And their energy, this Queen of Wands energy, this wisdom they have, and this kind of like power that they seem to very quietly convey, it's something about your interaction with them that is causing you to have a Tower moment. And I think the Tower moment is that you, Libra, the Librans who are resonating with this message, there may have been just for most of your life, you may have had issues with control and seeking to hold on control. Certainly there was a control issue here when you went through this power struggle, right? And you were abandoned, or you came out of it as, you know, worse for it, right? It didn't come out in your favor, and you came out of it paying that price, right? But certainly the issue here was to do with control, because power struggles are always about control. And so you've come out of this, but yet you had now have met this person, you've come in contact with this individual. This could be an old friend, a new friend, someone, a friendship that's maybe turned a corner. And it's like they're showing you something that's causing this moment where you're having this breakthrough, this epiphany, this tower moment, I think, where you're realizing something about yourself that up until now you didn't realize was possible. Your person sees you as Nine of Pentacles. So they see you as they see you as someone who's worked hard for what you've had, but they also see that you're lonely. They see you as being lonely in your environment. Lonely, perhaps you're quite ambitious, right, Libra? You may be a very ambitious Libra. This Five of Pentacles may simply be one of those little battles that you've lost along a great war. You might be a high-powered businesswoman or a high-powered businessman, right? And you may be used to Five of Pentacles defeats because you also have so many victories, because this person certainly sees you as having achieved a certain level of abundance and mastery. With the Falcon there, this individual, the Nine of Pentacles, is not just a figure who has worked for abundance, but they've also have shown, they have proven themselves to be masters, right, at a certain level, to have true skill, right? This is not just by virtue of coincidence or marrying into a family. This hard work and this abundance was attained through the work, but also the skill that this individual has mastered, right? Whatever their field is, whatever their profession is. But your person sees you as inherently lonely because the person is there in the garden by themselves. And as we see with all the nines in the suits, right? Each of the nines have within them a trace of loneliness, because 9 is the number for hermit energy, self-realization, walking the path alone, solitude, your relationship to self, which only can happen alone. And so there's always that hint of being alone in all of the nines. And here again, we see this person who's worked so very hard. And again, they're alienated from others, right? The house behind them is all the way up on the hill. So to indicate that everyone else is all the way away, enjoying themselves. And they're in this beautiful garden, but yet they're separated. They're alienated. Sometimes this is a card for those of us who have perhaps surpassed our friends because of the fame, the fortune that you've gained in your work, and so you've become naturally alienated from those who haven't been able to keep up financially. This is not to say that you didn't want to be friends with them or that you didn't enjoy their company anymore. It just was the natural consequence of where you were going. They could not follow, right? And this is how your person sees you, right? And I think they see you as that, but in a very they feel very kind of affectionate towards you. They feel very nurturing towards you. I think they know that you need to let go of control issues so that you can open this garden up to someone else. I don't necessarily think that this person is a love interest. They could turn into a love interest. If they aren't already, you could find yourself falling in love with this person. But right now, it just seems to be an act of really true altruism, in the sense that they really have an affection for you. They're drawn to you. They have an attraction to you. They want to be with you. They want to help you. They want to be your friend. They want to help you through a particularly difficult time right now that you're having. And like I said, it could also be that the time you're having right now, even if it isn't so difficult, them coming into your lives, I believe, is a sort of an epiphany for you. And so you may not be having a tower moment in your life right now, but them entering into it is causing this tower moment. So, of course, when we get back to Knight of Swords, it's quite interesting that that's your main card, because the Knight of Swords is that energy of cutting the binds, cutting the obstacles away, right? He brings that air of air. Knights are air energy. Swords is air energy. So he brings that air of air energy in, right, with his words. Swords representing words and communication. With his words, with his intellect, right? Swords are about intellect as well. his intellect, his words, his communication. He comes in with a purity and an honesty, and he sort of cuts away the things that bind us. He cuts away the cobwebs. He moves us. He shakes us up. He's the great defender as well. He's the one who comes in and defends the underdog. He's the one who races to your help, to stand up for you, right? To be that voice that stands up for you. And so it's an energy of winning with this relationship. It's an energy of everything being aligned for the betterment, right? For basically saying this is a time to cut away the ties that bind us, the patterns of behavior that bind us, and control issues, having control issues bind us. It could be that this last control or power struggle was just one too many, and it's like you've had enough, and you've been searching for a way to figure out how to let go of all of that. And this person is here to help you. Something about their energy is there to help you. You see the relationship as the Chariot. So quite interestingly, the relationship, I'm sorry, there's something on my card and it's driving me nuts. I think it's a bit of ash and I had to get it off. Sorry about that. It was like right in the corner of the card up here and it's driving me nuts. Okay, so Chariot is how you see the relationship. So you see the relationship as a vehicle for achieving your dreams, right? And I don't mean this in a using way, not an opportunistic way, but you understand that this relationship, because the Chariot isn't in motion yet. A lot of times people misinterpret the Chariot as already being in motion. Clearly the Sphinxes are not moving, right? In general, the Chariot traditionally is not presented as being in motion, because the Chariot is actually about that time before we start the journey towards our dreams. It's about that period where we get our ducks in a row, where we prepare for the journey, where we prepare, where we do what we need to do, where we get all of the work done that ensures the best outcome, or that ensures our success, that things will happen to our favor. It's always about the preparation work. And so with the Chariot, this is what we talk about, the 7 in major arcana. You have both 7s. The second 7, so the first 7 is the physical work, emotion, the physical, I want to say, and also emotional, but more like the actual physical work that we do in terms of getting ready to achieve our dreams, the work that we do on how we're living, the work that we do on ourselves, our physical bodies, the connections that we make with people, right? The friends, the allies that we bring along. Whatever this goal is, there's a lot of things that need to be done before you start on a journey, because the thing with the Chariot is once it engages, it won't stop. It's going to follow the path that you've laid out for it. And so the poignant meaning of this card is be sure in your preparation, because once the Chariot begins, it will carry out the path that you laid out for it. And if you did not do the right work in preparing the path, it may lead you to places that you did not think you were going to go. It will lead you to versions of your goal, but not what you expected, right? Because it's going along a path that you didn't prepare properly, or that you didn't prepare completely, or where you took certain things that you had to do for granted and you didn't put those measures in place, because once the Chariot engages, it cannot be stopped. And so that's how we end up down paths in our lives where we're like, we didn't know this path was going to take us here. There's always an aspect of chance with everything, right? Chance, free will. How are we going to, along the path, the decisions that we make, etc. But for the most part, when we lay a certain path out, certainly the Chariot is letting us know that once we head down that path, there is no turning back. And for you, excuse me, I have to take a sip of iced tea because it's hot as anything down here in the East Coast. And so you see this relationship with this person and what this person has to offer you as something that's going to bring you towards your goal. They see with you in this relationship a victory. So this is very copacetic energy. This is very compatible energy. Six of Wands and Chariot is very compatible. Six of Wands is that little win, that little victory, that little affirmation that you are on the right path. It helps to prepare the Chariot and make the path even clearer and more certain, right? This is a beautiful relationship. I think this is a quite unconventional relationship. Perhaps it's something that you're not quite used to, but this could certainly be the one. And I think that this person is certainly helping you let go of control issues. This is all right, Libras. Let me get your 3 cards out. Queen of Cups. Yeah, there's your emotional. Oh, 6 of Cups. How pretty. And the Chariot. I love that when that happens. So this is very much meant to be. This is very much, you have found all of the elements that you need right now, right? To get to this beautiful relationship, this beautiful place. All right. This person can handle you being emotional. They can handle it. Queen of Cups. There is a 6 of Cups. So here is, the beginnings of a lasting relationships, the beginnings of something really beautiful. And here's the Chariot coming out to clarify that this is indeed you getting all the pieces that you need to get on this path that is going to be the most beautiful path for you, right? It's going to get you to your heart's desire, whatever that may be for your Chariot. All right, so if anything is, I don't know, this is some of the, this is beautiful affirmation, reaffirmation of the message. I'm going to call it, this is your reading for the week, Libra, July 21st to the 28th. If it resonated with you, please like, subscribe, or share the video. All right, help me grow my channel. This is what I do full time now, and I'm going to be bringing you more readings. More pick a card readings are coming up as well to talk about some of the issues that a lot of my clients call me about for private readings. And also, I'm considering doing a card by card series as well. So look out for that, where we just take one card at a time and look at the meanings of the card and some exercises for getting into the energy of that card. All right, for now, I love you so much, Libra. You have a wonderful week. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.